Today, we are going to talk about a very simple tool that I've learned about from wise people I've come across or read in the books written about them or written by them. That very simple tool is nothing but decluttering. Yes, you heard it right. That simple but highly effective tool is decluttering. In our hyper-connected world, we are surrounded by more stuff than ever before. A lot of researchers have suggested that an average American household contains over 300,000 individual items, from paper clips to ironing boards to you name it. Whether the exact number is debatable, the feeling is undeniable. A pervasive sense of being overwhelmed, of drowning in our own possession. This isn't just a physical problem, it's a profound psychological one that robs us from our time, our focus, and our peace of mind. But what if the key to unlocking a more successful and fulfilling life isn't about acquiring more? What if the answer lies in the radical act of subtraction? This is the story about decluttering, not just our spaces, but our minds, our lives, and even our businesses, to reveal a hidden path to success and lasting happiness. The art of subtraction finds its origins in the unlikely birthplace of a suburban garage in Cupertino, California. In the mid-1970s, Steve Wozniak, a brilliant engineer and an innate minimalist, was designing computers. For him, a better design was a simpler design, one with fewer chips, which meant lower costs, fewer bugs, and a deeper understanding of the product itself. Alongside him was a visionary named Steve Jobs. A practitioner of Buddhism, Jobs was profoundly influenced by the Zen philosophy of focusing on what is truly essential by eliminating all distractions. Steve Jobs saw Wozniak's elegant, uncluttered hardware and realized that the same principle could be applied to the user interface itself. At the time when computers were intimidating and filled with unnecessary features, Jobs insisted on a decluttered, intuitive interface for Macintosh, even if it meant fighting with his own team to remove features and simplify the product. This wasn't just a design preference, it was a fundamental mindset. It allowed Apple to focus on delivering a truly remarkable experience, transforming it from a garage startup into a global powerhouse that we know today. The company's philosophy was distilled into a single elegant phrase attributed to Steve Jobs, and the phrase is, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." By relentlessly removing what was non-essential, Apple unlocked the focus required for groundbreaking innovation. Well, the decluttering mindset isn't just for tech pioneers. It's a ruthless strategic principle that can reshape entire industries. For decades, the name Bajaj Auto in India was synonymous with its iconic Chetak scooter. You heard it right. A scooter. By the early 2000s, the company's product line had become a confusing mess of models, and their market share was shrinking against more focused competitors. Then, a new leader, Rajiv Bajaj, took the helm. He made a radical and decisive choice. He would declutter the company's portfolio. He discontinued underperforming scooter lines, including their beloved Chetak, and poured all of the company's resources into a single, powerful segment, motorcycles. Specifically, the Bajaj Pulsar series. This decision faced internal resistance and external doubts, but Bajaj held firm, focusing on one product line and innovating relentlessly within that single space. The result was transformative. The Pulsar became a runaway success, establishing Bajaj Auto as a dominant force and driving explosive growth both in India and globally. The company's success wasn't determined by the quantity of its offerings, but by the power and focus of a single, decluttered product line. Bajaj Auto today is the world's third largest motorcycle manufacturer. But what about a different kind of success? The one that leads to deep, lasting happiness and purpose. For this, we look into the Japanese philosophy of Ikigai, often visualized as the intersection of four key areas that are what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. Ikigai translates into a reason for being. In our cluttered modern lives, consumed by digital noise and distractions, finding this intersection can seem impossible most of the time. The wisdom of this philosophy is actually beautifully demonstrated in Okinawa, a region in Japan known for its extraordinary number of centenarians. Researchers have found that one of the secrets to their longevity is a simple, decluttered life that allows them to focus on a clear purpose. For people in Okinawa, Ikigai isn't about a high-stress career. It's often as simple as gardening, cooking, or caring for their community. By removing the distractions that plague modern life, they have the clarity to live lives of deep meaning and satisfaction, fostering both a healthier and happier existence. So, how do we begin? How do we declutter a life that feels so overwhelming? Author and happiness expert Gretchen Rubin came to a powerful realization in her own life. That realization was outer order, inner calm. She discovered that a cluttered physical environment is a direct source of stress, anxiety, and reduced cognitive performance. A messy desk, a mountain of laundry. These are not just aesthetic problems. They are low-grade stressors that drain our energy and make us feel less capable. But the solution is not a grand overhaul. It's a simple, practical insight. The 1-minute rule. If a task can be done in less than 1 minute, do it now. Hang up that coat, file that single piece of paper, or put that dish in the dishwasher, and so. These seemingly insignificant actions have a profound positive psychological effect. They reduce the decision fatigue that overwhelms us, and they build a sense of momentum. By consistently tackling these small sources of friction, we create more peace in our physical space and, by extension, more serenity in our minds. A decluttered life is like a cleared path through a forest. It's not about removing the forest itself, but simply clearing enough so that you can see where you are going. When we relentlessly remove the things that are not essential, the physical items, the mental distractions, the digital noise, the underperforming commitments, we aren't just creating empty space. We are creating room for what truly matters: focus, purpose, and profound peace. What I'm learning through this is the key to success and lasting happiness was never something you needed to find. It was something you needed to free. I hope you like this video, and please feel free to like and subscribe to Simply Awesome People. And most importantly, I would like to highlight and share and recommend some books and a couple of videos. The first book is The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. I would definitely recommend reading this book. It's a quick read, so I don't think it would take you a lot of time to finish the book. The second book, I've read this book multiple times. I've also made a video on Ikigai, and this book is Ikigai by Hector Garcia and Francesc Miralles. I would highly recommend this book. I think you might find this book at most airports in case you're a traveling person, but if not, you can always buy it online. The next book is Steve Jobs' biography by Walter Isaacson. I've read this biography several times so far, and I still want to read more and more and again and again. The other book is the autobiography that's co-written by Steve Wozniak. It's titled I Was. I would also highly recommend reading that. Steve Wozniak's autobiography not just helped me learn more about decluttering. It talks a bit more and much more actually about interpersonal relationships. I would highly recommend reading Steve Wozniak's autobiography that he co-wrote. I would also recommend watching video sessions on YouTube from Mr. Rajiv Bajaj. I actually listened to one of his sessions. I think he was doing a speech somewhere, and that's where he talked about the success story of Pulsar and his thought process behind decluttering the product line. Mr. Rajiv Bajaj has several other wonderful videos that are available on YouTube. I just enjoy listening to Mr. Rajiv Bajaj. I hope he continues to do more of these videos online. And once again, I think thanks for all the patience and listening to this video. Feel free to share your feedback in the comments. I would try my best to bring forth as much of these valuable lessons of wisdom that I have been grateful to learn from so many people around me and my mentors. So thank you so much, and stay tuned to Simply Awesome People.